Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and we're going to start talking today about Boomerang. Boomerang from 1992. I decided I want to take a little break from my usual thing where I just rip apart your fucking chick flicks and shit, because there's a lot of bullshit chick flicks out there. So I'm going after the big guns. I'm going after the big ones, okay? The fucking Pretty Woman, Dirty Dancing, Notebook, Breakfast at Tiffany's, okay? I've already fucking destroyed all that piece of shit that's out there, and I got more on the list, okay? I got a lot more on the list, to be honest with you, okay? I just wrecked Barbie. The last one I did, excuse me, was Barbie, the new Barbie movie. I just fucking destroyed it. How many fucking videos did I do on that shit? Like 18 videos or some shit? Who fucking knows? Anyway, the point is, I'm gonna dissect your fucking movies and give you a straight man's point of view. That's the point of view you didn't get. You didn't fucking get it, okay? I mean, there's movies, there's a reason that there's movies for guys and there's movies for girls, okay? When you start trying to conflate the two, that's when you fuck things up. There's also movies for everybody, okay? Just like there's also movies just for kids, there's movies just for adults, you know, whatever, okay? But there's certain genres are there for a reason. And if you want to be successful in your chosen genre, then you've got to know who your fans are. You've got to know who your customer base is. This is basic marketing research 101, okay? You've got to know who your customers are. You got to know who the people are, okay? And if you try to fuck with that, you're going to lose money, okay? Barbie is a perfect example of this. Look at Barbie, okay? Barbie made $1.5 billion. It's gonna end up being the most successful movie of 2023, okay? Now, why was it so successful? And it was a chick flick because it knew its audience, okay? This movie was made for girls. It was made for little girls, but mostly it was made for middle-aged women, okay? Let's face it, okay? They all played with Barbies when they were a kid, okay? So it knew its audience, okay? So if you want to make jokes about making fun of men, you know, and how men are all stupid and they're all fucking idiots and they're all bohemians and women rule the world, if you want to make jokes about that, okay, that's your audience, okay? They're going to show up for that, okay? No one's going to get offended because guys don't give a shit about that movie. All right, guys don't go to fucking see Barbie movies, okay? Just like they don't play with Barbie dolls, okay? So they knew who they were talking to. They were catering their movie towards their audience. You see what I'm saying? And the women showed up because that was the audience. They were getting what they wanted. Now, if you have something different, like say like a Marvel movie, like a superhero movie, or Star Wars, or Indiana Jones, or some shit like that, that's the stuff that mostly boys like, men and boys. Love that shit, okay? Because it's the fantasy for men. It's a fantasy for young boys. What they want, you know, what little boy didn't want to fucking be Indiana Jones when he grows up, you know? Or be Han Solo, or fight with lightsabers and shit. I mean, that for a little boy, that shit's exciting. I'm not saying little girls don't like it either. They do, okay? But not as much as boys do. Okay, so when you take something that boys absolutely love, you know, like Star Wars, or like a superhero movie, you know, like the Avengers or some shit, and then you feminize it, and all of a sudden you make all the men weak and cowards, you know, and evil and stupid, and you make all the women strong and powerful and tough and independent, you know, you're gonna fucking turn off your fucking, your fan base. You're gonna turn us off. We don't want to watch that shit. We don't want to spend 2 hours watching a woman emasculate a man for 2 fucking hours. Okay, but that's Hollywood now. That's the reason they're all fucking, all the movies are tanking. That's the reason they're all going under. It's because of shit like this woke fucking Hollywood bullshit, okay? And now Disney's paying the price for it, and so is Warner Brothers, okay? Now they're starting to answer to their investors why they lost billions of fucking dollars over the past 5 to 10 years, because of this woke ideology. They were not paying attention to their customer base. That's the point. They were not paying attention to their customer base, okay? Once you do that, once you try to change your customer base, you fucked it up, okay? Remember, we decide, the customer, we decide what we want to watch, okay? You decide what you can make, but we decide what we want to watch, okay? And both those things have to be on the same page in order for it to be profitable for you, okay? You can make anything you want, but if nobody wants to watch it, you fucking lost all your money, okay? You see what I mean? The customer decides what they're going to see, not the creator, not the creator. They just decide what they're going to create. You see what I mean? All right. And that's how you do a successful movie. But obviously people in Hollywood don't fucking understand this, all right? That's why we've got so much bullshit. And instead of saying, oh yeah, you know what, we fucked up. We should have made, you know, what you wanted to see instead of what we wanted to see, you know? Instead of doing that, they just call us all a bunch of racists and homophobes, you know, whatever ists that are out there, you know. Whatever derogatory fucking adjectives you want to call us, phobes and ist and all that kind of shit. The problem cannot be that you made a piece of shit movie or a piece of shit TV show. That can't be the problem, because they did nothing wrong. The problem is the toxic fandom, or the toxic audience that is out there, all right? Now, why am I bringing this stuff up? Because these chick flicks, by definition, do that, okay? They cater to their audience. They know what their audience is. They know what women want to see, and they give you that, okay? Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, nothing wrong with that at all, okay? But just because they're telling you what you want to hear, it doesn't mean that's what it's really like. And the biggest difference that I've noticed with women, and the difference between women and men, is when men watch bullshit, when we watch Indiana Jones, we know goddamn well that shit's never going to happen to us. But it's exciting, it's fun, it takes us out of our boring lives for 2 hours, it was a good time, all right, see what I mean? And then we go back to the real world. Okay, when women watch fucking chick flicks, they think that fucking shit's gonna happen to them. Oh, it happened to Jennifer Lawrence, so what's gonna happen to me too? I just gotta buy that dress she wears, and stupid shit like that. No, it's not, okay? Because they're giving you what you want to see, okay? They know there's a lot of lonely average women out there that wish they could be romanced by a good-looking, rich, suave, handsome, ripped abs, big shoulders, square jaw, fucking stud, okay, who happens to be a billionaire and shit like that, okay? They know that, okay, so that's what they're gonna give you, okay, but it's not real. It's not realistic, okay, is what I'm trying to say. It's not realistic, okay? So hoping that shit's gonna happen to you, okay, is like me hoping I'm gonna get bitten by a fucking radioactive spider and gain superpowers and start fucking fighting crime. Okay, it's not gonna fucking happen. You see what I mean? And that's the biggest difference, okay? So that's why I want to bring you a dose of reality. Do I really need to explain to you how fucking you're not going to get superpowers and fight crime? No, I don't, because you already fucking know that, okay? But unfortunately, I do have to explain to you how some of the shit you see in Sex and the City and all these other fucking chick shows and movies, like this one, Boomerang, okay, gives you a false idea, a false confidence on what's out there and how men think. Okay, these movies are not meant to portray men realistically. Okay, I know you're in love with us, and I know that you fucking want a handsome guy to fall in love with you and all this kind of shit, okay? But these shows cannot show you what men are really like, because you're going to get turned off by it. It's not the message you want to see. Men are a lot more complicated than what you see in a fucking chick flick, all right? So because this genre tends to underwrite the men and overwrite the women, okay, then this movie here is what I call a chick flick for men. A chick flick for guys, okay? Because now the guy is the main character, okay? Now the guy is the one that has to experience all the things that a woman usually experiences in a fucking chick flick, okay? He's fucking young, okay? And he's in his 30s, okay? That chick flick, okay? He works for a corporation, okay? College educated, okay? Chick flick too, He wears stylish and flashy and nice modern contemporary clothes. Boom, okay? So all these things that describe the typical girl in a chick flick are being used on the guy in this movie, okay? Now, the guy here is Marcus, okay? Is Marcus Graham, played by the one and only Eddie Murphy, one of the funniest men that ever fucking lived, okay, in the world. He's not my favorite comedian, but I know he's up there. He's in my top 5. My favorite comedians are actually Rodney Dangerfield, but that's just me, okay? But Eddie Murphy's definitely up there. He's one of the funniest guys in the whole fucking world. Definitely earned success, okay? He's made a lot of mistakes over the years, but, he's he's living the life of a fucking of a celebrity, okay? A very successful celebrity, okay? He's had his up and downs in his career, okay? He has produced a lot of bullshit. Can anyone remember Norbert, that fucking movie? Who wants to remember that movie, right? But then for every one of those, he's got a fucking a 48 hours, okay? For every fucking Pluto Nash, he's got a fucking Beverly Hills Cop. So he's doing well. He's doing well. And he's made a comeback on Netflix. I saw that Dolomite movie he did a few years ago. It's pretty good. So I know he's out there. Okay, he's very successful. Okay, and we know a lot about him. Okay, at this time he was a young man. I'm guessing he was probably in his early 30s when he made this movie. Okay. Or late 20s even when he made this movie. I'm not sure. I have to look up his age, okay? But he's basically playing himself. He's a suave guy. He's rich. He's handsome. He's successful. But more important, what makes him attractive is not so much his looks. He's not really that great looking, okay? Eddie Murphy isn't really. I mean, as far as like women judge men in by their looks, okay? But he makes up for it with his charisma, okay? There's one thing that Eddie Murphy has. He definitely has a sense of humor. He has a lot of charisma, okay? He knows how to make people laugh, and that's very attractive to women, okay? A guy who's unattractive but can make a woman laugh is going to be more successful than a guy who looks like a fucking male model, but has the personality of a fucking paper bag. Okay. And I've seen that to be the case. It's true. Okay. And he's definitely got the personality. Okay. He's got the charm. Okay. He knows how to make jokes, a professional comedian. Okay. And he uses that here. Okay. He uses Eddie Murphyisms here. The stuff that we want to see an Eddie Murphy movie for, the way he starts acting when he starts just getting all goofy and shit and saying funny things real fast. Okay. That's the Eddie Murphy that we know. Okay. And that's what we pay to see Eddie Murphy do when he turns in, because all of his characters do that in all of his fucking movies, even when he's playing a fucking CGI donkey. Okay. But that's what we pay to see. And he definitely brings that here. So he brings Eddie Murphy to this fucking movie. All right. And I like that a lot because Eddie Murphy is a very, very fucking interesting character. Okay. His characters are very interesting. They are, they got that sense of humor, that smile. They act immature, but they're funny, but they know when to play serious too. And they know when to do the drama. Okay. So, and they make fun of themselves as well. So I think he's got all these qualities. Not very many comedians have this stuff. But when you have all these qualities that Eddie Murphy has, you are a fucking star. I'm talking like a Robin Williams had those qualities. Okay. There's very few guys out there that can pull that off. Jack Nicholson can pull that off. Okay. And these guys, obviously, they speak for themselves. All right. And Eddie Murphy's definitely one of those guys. He's one of the greats. Okay, definitely. This guy was built to be a fucking movie star. Okay, he's funny as shit. He has a screen presence. He has great chemistry with his castmates. Okay, he's very good, very good. Okay, and he plays the role of Marcus Graham very, very well. Okay, unfortunately for me, okay, Marcus Graham is not your typical man. Okay, he's an advertising executive. He's a vice president of marketing for some fucking advertising firm, all black advertising firm. All the employees are black. Should I say something about racism there? There's no white people working at this place. But oh well. I guess it's only racist if it's the other way around, right? Okay. But I did notice that back in 1992 when I first saw this movie. I rented it. Okay. I was poor back then. I was a kid. I was a teenager. And I loved Eddie Murphy movies and I wanted to see this one, and because I was trying to get advice on dating tips by watching movies. I know it's stupid, right? All I should have done is just fucking ask some guys that are successful in dating. I should have asked them, but I didn't. Instead, I fucking watched a bunch of movies. Typical me. Yeah. So I was trying to get some tips on how to act by watching this Eddie Murphy. Oh, it's about a guy who fucks a lot of girls. Oh, that information might come in handy for me, as a kid, and I watched this and I did learn a lot, actually, I did. But later on, as I got older, I realized a lot of the stuff that I saw in this movie was bullshit. It was bullshit, okay? It's not realistic, okay? But I'm going to give you the realism. That's what I do here, okay? I give you a straight man's point of view, all right? So Eddie Murphy obviously plays this guy named Marcus. I already went over the cast in the last episode that I did here, so we're going to go on with the movie now. All right. So it starts off, like I said, Marcus Graham is the director of marketing. It's 1992. Okay. I think the movie, it's filmed in New York. Okay. So all this stuff's supposed to take place in New York. Okay. In some black area. I don't know what it's a black, like, skyscraper. Everybody that works there is black. Okay. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know where the fuck this is supposed to be. But it's very contemporary. The clothes are very 90s, early 90s. Everyone there is fucking wearing clothes like they just stepped out of a fucking WB sitcom. Okay, like a fucking The Real World or The Cosby Show, Living Single, okay, the Jamie Foxx show. That's the era this came out in, okay? All that kind of shit was going on back then. Martin, who's in this movie, okay, and David Allen Greer from fucking In Living Color, that kind of shit. That was the era. Okay, that was the era back then, all right? There were no fucking cell phones yet. They were only rich people, really rich people had cell phones. There was no internet. Okay, it's a big fucking, we listen to music on CDs, okay? There was no fucking iTunes or none of that shit existed. Okay, no iPads, none of that shit. All right. So hey, we made do with what we had. Okay, and we didn't complain. We didn't fucking complain. It wasn't a chore to fucking read the newspaper. Okay, it wasn't a chore to fucking put the DVD in the fucking player. Well, actually, there were no DVDs back then. We still had VHS. I saw this movie on VHS. Holy shit, man, I'm old. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So it was a different time back then, all right? So Mark is a very successful vice president of marketing for some company, okay? And, he goes over there in the first business, okay? He walks in the office building. He takes the long way in, the elevator. Then he greets all the employees that work there. They all greet him. Everyone treats him with respect. The mail boy, his name is His name is what's his name? Something one Boney T. Yeah, Boney T. And that's played by Chris Rock. I think this is like the second movie he was ever in. He was in New Jack City. He played Pookie, the crack addict in New Jack City, and a year earlier. And now in this movie, he's playing the mail guy. He's just the guy that pushes the mail cart, okay, and gives everyone their mail. Yeah, we actually had letters back then that you mailed through the post office. I know, weird, right? Okay, so he's there, and he's some fucking kid. At the time, Chris Rock was on Saturday Night Live at the time. That's how he got this gig. All right, so he says hi to him. Okay, all the women in there all smile and say hi to him and shit. You know, they all respect him. You know, and all the guys there look up to him, look up to Marcus. So he's already a leader. He's got the presence. The clothes that he's wearing are very expensive. Okay, that cashmere coat of his looks like it costs about $500 fucking in 1992. Okay, scarf and everything. Okay, so this guy is very manicured. Okay, he's got these expensive leather gloves on. Like I said, the scarf, the three-piece suit. He's the bomb. All right. He's walking to work. He has hip hop music in the back. Everyone fawns over him. They all smile at him. Whatever. Very well respected. Okay. So he gets there, okay, and the first order of business is he meets with one of his creators, okay. Now, like I said, he's an advertising exec, so he has to approve of all the commercials that his advertising firm creates. Well, he's got this director here. His name is Nelson, okay, and Nelson is played by Jeffrey Holder. That's Punjab from Annie, if you don't remember him. Okay, yeah, that guy. And he shows him this video that he made, okay, for some fucking kissable fucking lipstick commercial that he made, okay? And we see the commercial, and it's basically a bunch of models that are pretending to do fellatio, that pretend to suck a fucking banana, like the way a girl sucks a fucking dick, okay? And some lipstick, they're putting in their mouth, like they're fucking giving a blowjob to a fucking 11-year-old, you know? And then they have some cherries, you know, where they're doing that, okay? Like they're fucking tickling a guy's nuts with their fucking tongue. Okay, that's what it looks like. Okay, and it's so fucking obvious that this guy has no artistic talents at all. Okay, it's just a fucking like a tease, a sex tease. That's all it is. Okay, and you hear the stupid song, kiss me once, kiss me twice. Okay, so Eddie Murphy looks at all this shit. Marcus looks at all this. He tells the guy, okay, well, you know, I like it, but you know, you have to get rid of the fucking cherries, get rid of the banana, and get rid of the lipstick. Because that's nasty. You nasty Nelson. That's a little too nasty there. I can't put that on TV. You know, that kind of thing, you know. So that's going on here, okay. And so he sends him away, okay, but we will see him again later, okay. And then he gets a phone call. He's got a secretary that screens all of his calls, and he's got a call for some girl. I guess he stood up. He was supposed to fuck her, and he never showed up. So before he answers the phone, he thinks up of an excuse to give her, and then he answers the phone and tells her, hey, there was a car. Were you watching the news? Well, that's why you don't know. You want to watch the news? I was in that car accident you saw. I was in that. You know, and then he changes the subject. Hey, you know, let's do it again sometime. You know, I would love to get a massage. I'll call you next week, next Saturday, right? That kind of shit, okay? So he's juggling all these women, okay? Now, that part is realistic, all right? A guy like him, most guys are not like him, okay? But unfortunately, they only make movies about guys like him, okay? Chick flicks about guys like him, okay? Most guys are not like him, okay? Most guys would never do the stuff that he does. They can't. They can't do the stuff that he does, okay? He's achieved a level of success with women that most guys will never achieve, okay? So it always pisses me off that a guy like this, women are always complaining about a guy like this. Or, men are all dogs, men are all shit. They're all cheat on me. Why do all the guys always cheat on me? Why can't everybody get, okay? Because you only date guys like this. Okay? The other 99.999% of the men out there that don't do this shit, you would never date them. Okay, you would only date the guys like this because these guys are attractive. Okay, because women are just like fucking mosquitoes. You know, like at night. You know, when you have that electric light. You know, the neon light that attracts all the mosquitoes. Okay, women are just like that. They have this herd mentality. Okay, very few women are very independent. Okay, when I mean independent, okay, they just mean they just do the shit the other girls are doing. Okay, that's their idea of independent. Okay, so if one girl talks to a guy, but if you got one guy who's fucking ugly as fuck, right? Like a Harvey Weinstein, and he's sitting there. Okay, no girls are gonna talk to him. Okay, but you get one hot girl that starts talking to him, all of a sudden he becomes more attractive. And then another hot girl starts talking to him. Now all of a sudden all the other hot girls that notice this, they want to know what the hell is so special. They want in on some of this shit, and then they all go. Okay. Meanwhile, all the other guys that are available, okay, are fucking left alone. Okay, because all the girls go after that one guy. And that's how it works, okay? I'm sorry, guys. I know, but it's true. And ladies, you know, you don't want to admit this to yourself, but it's fucking true. You fucking know that, okay? The guy who already has the hot girls around him is more attractive than the guy that's sitting there by himself trying to get a hot girl to talk to him. You see what I mean? And it's the herd mentality that women have, okay? I don't know why you fucking all have that, okay? Has something to do with pre-selection. Like you know, if a hot girl, if a girl that looks better than you, and she thinks this guy is hot, even though you don't, he's automatically hot now. Because a girl that you think is better than you thought he was hot. That means he's got to be hot, so I got to go for him too. Okay? For some dumbass men, we're not like that. We're not like that. I don't give a fuck how popular you are with the guys. If you don't fucking look good, I'm not going to fucking hang out with you. Okay? You know, there was this famous actress named Mae West, okay, back in the 1930s, okay, and she was not very good looking, but she was very flirty and she fucked a lot of guys, okay, and as she got older, she, you know, in her 60s and 70s and shit, she still thought she was hot shit, and she still fucked a bunch of young guys, all right, but I don't give a fuck how popular she is. She's very funny. She's a comedian, okay, I don't give a fuck how popular you are, okay, if you look ugly as shit, okay, then, you know, I'm not gonna fuck you. I'm not going to try to flirt with you or nothing like that. I'm sorry, you know, but I'm not. Okay, it doesn't matter how many guys you've had in the past or you know, how much attention you're getting, you know. I'm not. Okay, that's the difference between guys and girls. Girls will, guys won't. Okay, we don't care about that. We care about other things. Okay, that's not it. You know, I've seen a girl walk in and I'm sitting there with my friends and one guy thought she was ugly, one guy thought she was the most beautiful girl in the world, and me, I thought she was average. Okay, you know, it happens. It happens, you see. We're not going to fight over her, okay? You see what I mean? Two girls, I swear to God. You're going to be five of you sitting there, okay, and you see a guy walk in and none of you are attracted to him, but the one super hot girl that's sitting there, she thinks this guy's hot as shit, and all of a sudden you're all attracted to him now. You see what I mean? You girls are fucking like, I don't fucking know why, but you are, okay? And he's got that already. He's got pre-selection going for him, all right? So he already knows that women want to fuck him a lot. So he doesn't have to try, okay? He doesn't have to try to seduce anybody. He doesn't have to try to flirt with anybody. He doesn't have to do that shit. Guys that are on his level, they don't have to flirt. You know, the women come to them, okay? They don't have to fucking flirt. They don't have to talk to a girl and muster up the courage, you know, to ask her out. They don't have to do any of that fucking shit. They don't even have to fucking pay for the date, okay? Because they've already got women that come to them, okay? Very few guys can pull this off, okay? I'm talking like your Brad Pitts, your Hugh Hefners, okay? The guy that fucking owns the fucking, the company that you work for, that kind of shit, all right? Successful, you know, the Elon Musks of the world and shit like that. They can pull that off, okay? Most guys cannot. Unfortunately, in this movie, Marcus is one of those guys. He can pull a lot of fucking ass, all right, without having to do anything. Just being himself, just smiling at someone, you know, whatever, saying hi to them, and he'll get fucking laid, okay? But this is the main character, and like I said, it's a chick flick for guys, so we have to go through his dating life and what his ideas are of love and romance and shit, because usually in a chick flick, we have to go through it through the girl. It's the girl who we live vicariously through. Okay, when the girl experiences, the audience experiences it. But in this movie, it's Marcus is the main character. So if Marcus experiences, the audience experiences. So we're living the dating life through him. Okay, and that's the difference. That's why it's a chick flick for a guy. Okay, so now we're gonna play by the guy rules. Hopefully we will. We'll see. Okay, but I do love this movie, so I'm pretty sure it ends well. All right, so he's there. Okay, he lied to this girl about fucking meeting her on a date. Okay, but he says, he asks his secretary, okay, what's next on the agenda? She says, oh, we have to audition a bunch of female models for some fucking commercial. So he looks in the lobby and sees nothing but hot black girls sitting there waiting to get called into his office. He's like, you know what? You better tell my friends that I'm going to be late for lunch. You see what I mean? So this is the kind, like I said, he doesn't have to do any work. Okay, he's basically Harvey Weinstein, okay? Now, for those of you who know Harvey Weinstein, you know, yeah, when they talk about Harvey Weinstein now, because he's in jail for sexual harassment, amongst other things, that's the least of his crimes, okay? But he's in jail right now for that stuff, but he was the head of Miramax Pictures, was a very successful film production company in Hollywood. They won lots of Academy Awards, made a shitload of fucking money. They discovered some of the most famous actors in the whole world. I'm talking Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, Rose McGowan, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Kevin Smith, okay, all of the Robin Williams, they all came through fucking Miramax, and that's how they got their awards. Meryl Streep even, okay, all of them did, okay, and he was a very successful movie producer. Quentin Tarantino is another one of his clients. All that kind of stuff happened through fucking Miramax, okay. Now when you talk about him, you talk about how he raped these girls, how they were forced to have sex with him. It was a horrible atmosphere to work. And get the fuck, I know it was not, okay? A lot of these movie stars that you know of, yeah, I'm looking at you, Jennifer Lawrence, Angelina Jolie, Gwyneth Paltrow. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at all of you, okay? They were more than happy to fuck Harvey Weinstein to get a fucking acting job. They were more than happy to do this, okay? And that's just the ones that we know about, okay? Think about all the other starlets, all the other girls that were trying to make it in Hollywood, okay? That were more than happy to fucking, to spread their legs for him, hoping that it would guarantee them a successful career, and it didn't. I'm looking at you, Ashley Judd, okay? You know what I mean? Okay, so that's the part that nobody talks about. Is all the thousands, maybe even more than that, of girls that threw themselves onto Harvey Weinstein, okay, just so they could get an acting job. Okay, you don't see that part. Okay, you never see that part. No one ever talks about that part. Okay, they only talk about the 2 or 3 girls that resisted, and then he took advantage of them anyway. Now, I'm not saying what he did was right. He deserves to be where he is. Okay, but if you're going to talk about what a piece of shit he is, okay, you got to talk about the only reason he got away with it so long was because there was way too many fucking women that were okay with it. Okay, that didn't report him. Okay, because they're more concerned about their fucking careers, than they were about doing the right thing, knowing that he was just going to do this to the next girl that he talks to. Okay, and they still fucking did nothing about it. You see what I'm talking about? Okay, that's what I mean. All right, and that's the part they're not going to talk about in Hollywood. They're only going to talk about all the girls that resisted. He forced me to. He forced me, made me. Get the fuck out of here with that noise. For every one that he made, okay, there was thousands that were more than happy to fucking do it. Okay, so don't give me that fucking shit. All right, now of course you're not going to see that in a fucking chick flick. But I digress. Okay, Martin Graham is one of these guys. Okay, he can just pull the cheeks like it's nothing. Okay, because he's a high value guy. He's got a high sexual market value. All right. So he has lunch with his 2 best friends, okay, Tyler and Gerard. Tyler is played by Martin Lawrence. Yeah, Martin say, whose house? Yeah, I used to watch that show, okay? I used to watch Martin, okay? That's how I first heard of Martin Lawrence was in this movie. And then I watched this TV show, which was hilarious. I think it was on right after In Living Color on Sunday nights on Fox. I remember that. Okay, so Martin Lawrence is there. He plays Tyler. That's another co-worker. He's not a vice president like fucking Marcus is. Okay, and the other guy is Gerard. Gerard is played by David Allen Greer. Okay, he's kind of a nerdy black guy. He's funny though. He was on In Living Color, the other show I just mentioned. Okay, he was a regular cast member on there. He had a lot of funny skits on there and stuff. Okay, now the thing about these 2 characters, okay, is you got the 3 guys here. You got Marcus in the middle. On the right of him is Tyler, and on the left of him is Gerard. Gerard is the beta male cuck, okay? He's the guy that wants to get in touch with his feminine side. He thinks that women should be respected, and we have to open the doors for them. You have to buy flowers, that kind of thing. He's like the nice guy that never gets fucking laid, okay? That's him, okay? And then you've got Tyler, Martin Lawrence, and he's trying to act like an alpha badass. He's like, man, bitches be this, and bitch, man, I got girl's gonna fuck, she's gonna come over, she's gonna suck my fucking dick. That's what's gonna happen. I saw this hot ass girl, man, she was so fine, and then she had a fucking dick. Like that, Yeah, he's talking about that, right? So he's an alpha male wannabe. Okay, which he acts all big and bad, but the bottom line is he doesn't know how to talk to girls either. He puts on this show that he's this big fucking tough alpha male, but he's really not. He just yells a lot, and acts angry a lot and shit, okay? And acts like he's the bomb and shit, but he's really got no fucking game, okay? Unfortunately, guys like this, there's plenty of guys that are out there in the real world that are just like this, okay? You got the posers, that's what we call those guys, posers, okay? And then you got the fucking betas, all right? So yeah, unfortunately, there's probably even more guys like this now than there was back then, okay? And then you got Marcus in the middle. Marcus is the fucking Billy D. Williams. He's the Rico Suave, okay? He's the guy that gets all the fucking pussy. And I think the reason he has these 2 guys as his friends is they constantly remind each other about how fucking great Marcus is, okay? So they're basically puffing his Peter, okay? They're boosting his ego. They're bolstering him, okay? So he likes to have them around because these guys, his lackeys, you could say, okay, yes, they're his lackeys, okay, because even though he hangs out with them, the only reason he hangs out with them in this movie is so that he can have some other guys to talk to, okay, so you can kind of get a male perspective, because a lot of the stuff they talk about, he can't say this stuff to girls, okay, so he's got to have some guys there to talk about this stuff too, okay, and that's their purpose in this movie. That's why they're in the movie, so he can talk to guys instead of just watch them talk to girls all the time, all right, and he's telling them shit like, hey, I love romance, I'm all about the flowers, I bring the candy, but after I hit it, I lose interest, and that's not my fault. That's not my fault. She's trying to make excuses for his behavior. Hey, listen, Guys like this is what they do, ladies. Now, the part that the movie's not going to show you is, yes, guys like this, the reason they fuck you over, the reason they promise you all this shit, like, you know, they're starting to have feelings for you and shit and all that kind of stuff, you know, it's because they know you want to hear that shit, okay, in order for them to fuck you. Not so much anymore. Remember, this is 1992. This is 31 years ago, okay? Today, fucking girls are ready to go down just as much as guys are, okay? They don't want, you don't have to lie to them and tell them you want to be their boyfriend or shit, okay? They'll just fucking fuck you, okay? Romance is fucking dead, okay? But back in 1992, it wasn't quite dead just yet. Not just yet. There was still the illusion that you had to go through the steps in order to get laid, okay? Now there's no illusion, okay? Go on Tinder, man, and you can get fucking laid like that. It's not difficult anymore. You know, you don't have to do this whole fucking song and dance of buying fucking theater tickets and bringing flowers. Fuck all that noise, man. That was all a waste of fucking time. But Marcus talks how he loves that shit. He loves being romantic, okay? He pays attention to women, okay? And that's why he's so successful. That's why he has 3 ways and shit and 4 ways, okay? It's because he pays attention to what women. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. If you're having 3 ways and shit, it's because there's drugs or alcohol involved, all right? This is fucking... Anyway, so that's going on here, okay? You know, he calls Gerard, like I said, Gerard is beta, he can't get laid, okay? Tyler calls him a borderline bitch, which he is, the beta male, it's a borderline bitch. And then Marcus calls Tyler, Martin Lawrence's character, you're too much dog and no alpha. Too much dog and all that. So that's true, okay? So Mark is supposed to represent a blend of these two. A guy who's romantic enough to be feminine, just enough to be feminine, okay? But he's also a dog enough to be fucking successful in the bedroom, okay? To be good at seducing women, okay? Like I said, and realistically, a guy like Marcus would not have trouble seducing a girl. He wouldn't have to do all this work. Okay, maybe in the beginning he would have to, but once he's established his repertoire, once he's established his baseline bitches, that's what I call them. These are the girls that you fuck all the time, no matter what. Once he's established them, okay, he's gonna get laid no matter what. Okay, and it works. It works. I've seen it happen myself. I've talked to girls at work, you know, and they blew me off, you know, whatever. So what do? I call one of my baseline girls. This was years ago, not anymore. Okay, I'll call one of my, yeah, right. Okay. But anyway, I would call a baseline girl. Hey, listen, you want to go to this party that I know the other girl's going to be at, and I'll just hang out with her all night, and I'm going to fuck her that night. Okay, why did I do that? Okay, first of all, because, you know, I wanted to go to the thing, and the girl that I asked out didn't want to go with me. Okay, but second of all, it's going to show her, the girl that rejected me, that I have options. I'm not sweating you. Okay, you don't want to fuck me? I'll fuck another hot girl. She don't know this girl. I do. She doesn't know this is a baseline. But for all she knows, this girl's in love with me and doesn't want to lose me. She doesn't fucking know. You see what I mean? Now all of a sudden, I'm more attracted to that girl that rejected me. Now all of a sudden, she wants to hang out with me. And I can use that to my advantage. Okay, that's what happens. That's how it works. Okay, you got to use this. Women do this to men all the fucking time. I don't understand why guys don't just do it to them. Yeah, so it's more difficult. Okay, anything worth having, you know, is hard. It's not easy. Okay, not every guy can have stable bitches. Okay, not every guy can have that. Okay, a backup bitches. Okay, like that. Okay, but you know, it's worth having, especially if you're going out of them. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there in the dating life. Okay, it really fucking is. Okay, so you better have fucking balls of steel. Okay, and you better have fucking plans. Okay, and you got to be smarter than the next person. Okay. Because any opportunity of weakness, any opportunity that you're going to get fucked over, you will. So you better have fucking backup plans that have backup plans, okay? Because not everything is going to go the way you want it to, okay? And when it doesn't, you got to have a plan for that, okay? And that's what dating is like, all right? Like I said, most of us can't be Marcus, okay? So we have to do what we got, all right? Anyway, and that's just a trick that I know. I don't know why guys don't do it. Maybe they're ashamed. Okay, this is shit that women do. What the fuck? Use it against them, for Christ's sake. Women are always telling you guys how to fucking do this. Why don't you do it? Look at what they do. The best fucking seduction tricks I ever fucking learned, I learned from a girl. I didn't learn it from a guy. Okay, but she didn't know she was teaching me. That's the difference. If you ask a girl, hey, listen, how do I get a girl like me? She goes, oh yeah, you gotta, wash her car. Get the fuck out of here, okay? Get the fuck out of here. That doesn't work, all right? Look at what they do. Look at what they do. All right. Anyway, so moving right along here. Okay, so that's going on. So we meet the two friends. Okay, Marcus says he loses interest after he fucks them. That's not his fault. Okay, well, hey, you know what? It's not your fault. It's not his fault. Okay, like I said, he's used to having one night stands. If the girl implied something more, hey, listen, that's on her. Okay, and I've said this before to girls that I've dated. Hey, listen, bitch. I didn't say bitch unless I was mad at her. Okay, but I'd be like, hey, you know what? You want to put me on that white horse? That's on you. That's on you, okay? If I didn't specifically tell you that, hey, listen, I want something more deeper and more meaningful between us than what we have, okay? If I didn't do that, then what the fuck are you doing putting me on a white horse, okay? That's on you. And I also say that to guys because my experience is guys do this a lot too. Just because you fuck a girl doesn't mean she's in love with you. It doesn't mean that she ain't gonna get back with her ex-boyfriend, okay? It doesn't even mean she really likes you, okay? It just means you were there. You had a heart on and you were there. Okay, boom. That's it. Right place, right time. Okay? But what you need to take away from that is at least you know that she will fuck you. You are capable of getting fucked by her. Okay, so at least that's something. You see what I mean? That's something. Okay, because there's guys out there that no matter what you fucking do, they will never have sex with you. They will never have sex with you. At least you know that this girl, okay, so she's not in love with you, but she fucked you, and she did it because she wanted to. So, hey, that's a step up from that. So that's something. Hey, you got to take your wins where you get them, where you can find them, okay? So that's something, okay? At least you know you're not so fucking ugly that she would never fuck you, but, so at least, yeah, like I said, you got to find your victories where you can find them. All right, so that's going on here. So during this little conversation they're having about girls, okay, Tyler tries to be charming to this waitress. He wants to kind of like imitate Marcus. He tries to flirt with this waitress, asks her about the fish or some shit, and she just gives him the answers that he wanted, and then walks away. And he's like, "Oh man, that's racism, man. The asparagus, man, that's racism. Get the fuck out of here." Everybody in that fucking restaurant was black except for the waitress. All right, you're talking about racism. If it was racism, you wouldn't be allowed in there. Get the fuck out of here. All right. So anyway, he blames racism because the girl wasn't impressed with his fucking Mac Daddy moves. That's a term from the 90s, and it will come up again in this movie. All right. So anyway, next thing is Marcus. Marcus sees this hot girl wearing clothes that look like they cost about $5,000. I don't fucking know. It's Leela Roshan. She's a pretty, very beautiful black woman. I remember her from The Chamber. I think that came out like in 1996. It was one of those John Grisham white trash lawyer movies. I also remember her from Waiting to Exhale. She was in that movie too. She was one of the girls in that movie. She was the one that was I think she was the one that was in love with Leon in that movie. I also read that book. But yeah, so I remember her from that. I think now she's kind of gained some weight. But back then she looked really fucking good. Okay, and I remember her from this. I remember her from Boomerang. Okay, and she plays this girl named Christine. She's walking her dog. So Marcus decides he's going to seduce her right away. He looked at her outside the window from the restaurant, so he decides to leave the guys and run out there to go talk to her. Okay, so what does he do? He sees this couple that are walking their dog, and he offers the lady $20 for the dog collar. Yeah, I'll give you the dog. Give me the dog. I'll give you $20 for that dog collar. So she sells it to him. He takes that dog collar and starts screaming for a dog named Kirby. He's pretending that he lost his dog. Okay, so that gets Christine's attention. She starts talking to him. Blah blah blah. Oh, have you seen my little business? Here's my business card. If you're here every day, you give me a call. Call my people. So basically, he gave her the business card to show her that he's an executive. He's got money. I mean, he's already dressed like he's got money, but just let her know he's a high status guy. Okay, hey dude, I'm a vice president of this fucking marketing firm. Okay, so I'm somebody important is what he's trying. That's why he gave her the business card. And then she goes like, oh yo, because she's a fucking idiot. Because the one scene where he seduces the girl, it's got to be a girl who's a total fucking idiot. I'm talking like Kelly Bundy from Married with Children. She's a total fucking airhead. Okay, which kind of pissed me off because I flirted with girls before right on the spot, like this. Okay, where I had to fucking get there right away. And, or else she'd walk away. And they were never this dumb. Okay, I have met some dumb girls, okay? But a situation like this never happened. This girl was just dumb, just fucking to the fucking floor stupid. Okay, this girl's fucking retarded. All right, that's never happened to me. Okay, if it did, it'd be a lot easier to fuck her. Okay, but that's never happened to me. Okay, the girls I've always flirted with were pretty fucking intelligent and could hold a conversation and would never fall for some stupid little charade like this. Like I lost my dog, Kirby. No, I can see right through that. Any guy can see right through that. Okay, anyway, but she's a dumbass, so she believes Marcus when he says he lost his dog. Blah blah blah. He gets her phone number as well. Okay, and so obviously he's used to lying to women, okay? maybe a guy like this would, but if he wanted to meet a new girl, I could see him maybe pulling this off, okay, lying to a girl, to get her in bed. Hey, we've all done it. I'm not proud of it, but we've all done it, okay? But, oh, damn. Oops. Hey, if we're lying to a girl, if a guy's lying to a girl, he just wants to fuck her. He's not looking for a girlfriend, all right? Or at least not her to be his girlfriend. Okay, it's just a fuck. All right, I'm sorry, it's true. So later on, he's gonna look at her feet and decide that she's ugly because her feet are ugly. I guess she got some blisters on one of her toes on her right foot. But I'm like, dude, if this girl was a candidate for girlfriend, I wouldn't have lied to her. You see what I mean? Yeah, I wouldn't have lied to her. Oh my God, hey, God. I don't lie anymore, okay? When I was younger, hey, man, I was in my 20s once, all right? What the fuck? I was a teenager once. Like, you never fucking lie to anybody to get laid. And I'm talking to you girls. Yeah, like, you never lie to anyone. Oh, he's just a friend. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? Anyway. As long as you don't lie to yourself. Okay. So that's going on here. Okay, so anyway, he cons her. Her name's Christine. And into getting to his apartment, okay? So she shows up at his penthouse apartment. He has this beautiful apartment. But before she shows up, he's cutting these flowers and shit. I guess he knows how to cook. Okay, that's how he seduces women. He cooks this food, his gorgeous, elegant fucking dinner, makes it romantic. He's got the fucking R&B playing. And now his neighbor's Yvonne, okay? And that's played by Tisha Campbell, okay, from Martin. Yeah, and she was also in House Party. The guy that directed this movie, Reginald Hudlin, directed House Party. That's why Eddie Murphy hired him to direct this movie. Anyway, she plays his next door neighbor, and she's hanging on the fence there, okay? And she fucking hates Marcus. She's telling him, I hope you get a disease and your dick falls off, she's mad at him because he fucked her. He fucked her over, okay? I guess we didn't see it before, but at some point he fucked her, and then he promised more than that, and he never delivered, so she's all pissed off. So now she just fucking harasses him and fucking tells him he's a piece of shit, and I fucking hate you, that kind of shit. You're gonna seduce another girl, you lying dog piece of shit, that's the kind of girl that she is. And unfortunately, there's plenty of girls like that out there too, okay? And he reminds her, hey, listen, the court order says you can't even be on the fence like that. I'm gonna call your parole officer. You better get away from me, that kind of shit. And she's like, I don't give a shit about no court order, so she's just giving him shit because he fucked her, he pumped and dumped her, and she's still pissed off. But that's why you don't fucking pump and dump your neighbors unless you already talked about that beforehand. Like if she's got a boyfriend or something, or she's married, you don't want to start a relationship with your fucking neighbor, okay? But as long as you both acknowledge this is a one-time thing and that's it, then hey, I know it's not very romantic to say that, but you got to look at, hey, it's better to have the conversation before than have the conversation after, all right? So that's what he should have done, but obviously he didn't do that. He just lied to her or whatever. That's what I'm guessing happened. And now she's pissed off and bitter about it, all right? So she's going to try to cock block this date that he has with Christine, okay? So anyway, Christine shows up wearing a really tight dress and heels, looking really fucking good. Yeah, she looks good. I don't know why she would dress up that good just to go to some guy's house and have dinner there. I mean, what the fuck? It's again, if they went somewhere nice, then I can understand. But no. Anyway, she's wearing really tight clothes, very 90s. Like R&B music is there. Playing, okay, she looks really good, but like I said, she's really fucking stupid. She does notice that the dog isn't there, Kirby, and he comes up with, Marcus comes with a bullshit excuse that he's at the groomers and gonna spend the night at the groomers or some bullshit. All right, anyway, they have dinner, she compliments him on his cooking, and then he pretends to be some beta male that's lonely. He hasn't been on a date in 2 years because Deborah, his fiance, on the day of their wedding, he got to the church early and he found her there on the floor with the best man and the priest. And she fucking believes it. No. Actually, in real life, I know this movie's supposed to be funny, but in real life, guys, don't fucking talk about your broken-hearted fucking relationships with a girl. Not on the first date. That turns them off, man. You want to dry up a pussy, fucking talk about how your ex-girlfriend fucked you over. And do that on the first date with this girl that you've never had sex with, okay? Fucking, she'll be out of there so fucking fast, dude. I know, I talk from experience. Don't fucking do that. Girls get turned off at that. The first thing she's going to do is compare herself to this mythical girl that broke your heart. And then she's going to realize that you're a weak motherfucker who can't get over a girl fucking him over, okay? And now she's going to and if she decides to fuck you, she's gonna have to take on your fucking baggage. No, get the fuck out of here. It's not fair to her. Again, it's definitely not fair to you if you want to get laid, all right? So don't ever fucking do that, all right? Anyway, so she's like, oh, I know someone who's been hurt. His name is Marcus, and this stupid ass thing. Anyway, he pretends to resist her. No, it's too soon. I don't want to put myself out there again. I should take you home, you know, and he does that bullshit. Takes her back to her apartment to get away from fucking Yvonne. Yvonne's out there screaming, hey, girlfriend, don't listen to him. He's a liar. She writes this big sign saying, watch out, girl, you know, that kind of shit. So he takes her away, takes her back to her apartment, and then he fucks her there, okay? He fucks her there. And one thing I noticed about her bedroom is she got all these fucking stuffed animals on her fucking bed. Like, what the fuck? How old are you? Like 13? What the fuck are you doing with stuffed animals? Like toy animals on your fucking bed. You're like, what, 33? 32 years old? What the fuck, man? Now you can be like, yeah, I got Transformers in my room right now on a mantle. I do. But I don't fucking sleep with them. All right. So anyway, yeah. So he ends up fucking her, and then the next day, or in the middle of the night, he looks at her feet, and she's got like bunions or some shit on one of her toes. She's got blisters on one of her toes, and that like fucking grosses him out. And he just gets the fuck out of there. And the next day, he talks to his guy friends, you know, Tyler and David about, and sorry, not David, Tyler and Gerard about it, you know, and he's like, I want perfection. That's what I want. I'm sorry, but her toes are fucked up, man. That shit is fucking nasty. That's hammer time on her feet. Fuck that noise. You know, that kind of thing, right? So that's going on here, okay? And he says, I'm looking for perfection. That's what I want. So he's a high maintenance guy. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back shortly to continue my review of Boomerang. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one.